What is up, guys? It's Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another WWE broadcast. And today I am joined by Canadian Yorker, and we are recapping the Monday Night Raw that took place on April 15th, 2024, and it took place in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And this guy has the perfect shirt for it.
Oh yeah,
because he's a Canadian.
can't go wrong.
Woo! Yeah. So he likes all the Canadian wrestlers too, like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But it was an amazing Monday Night Raw. But anyways, how you doing today, Canadian Yorker?
Doing awesome tonight. Doing awesome today. It's just been a really great day. I wish I had the chance to spend a little bit of time outside, more time outside. But other than that, it's a really great day today.
Alright, so today we are recapping the Monday Night Raw, and it's officially, well, it was already official, but it is the road to WrestleMania Backlash, which will take place early next month in France, so it's coming up quick, and let's get to it. But before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button, and check out our WWE Wrestling Bros channel, which will be in the description, and check out Canadian Yorker's YouTube channel, which will be also be in the description of this video. And this was a great Monday night. This was a great Monday Night Raw. A lot of chaotic stuff happened, so I can't wait to talk about it. You excited?
I'm excited.
All right, so let's get started. So to start off the show, we start off the show with Rhea Ripley in her arm thing with Adam Pearce. And basically, the news has came that Rhea Ripley has officially vacated her Women's World Championship due to injury. It's after when Liv Morgan attacked her. So I was shocked. I was like, oh my god, that just made a huge churn of events. Rhea Ripley, because she got attacked by Liv Morgan, she has a injured arm, and I don't know what the extent of the injury was, but it didn't look good. She was told that she would have to be out for at least 3 months, so it didn't look good. So Rhea Ripley is forced to vacate the Women's World Championship, which is like, holy moly, Jesus. And Rhea Ripley basically said that she's going to go after Liv. Basically, obviously, Liv Morgan's on the revenge tour, and she got her revenge. She said she was going to take everything away from Rhea Ripley, and that's exactly what she did. She attacked her shoulder like Rhea Ripley did, and she forced Rhea Ripley to, vacate the title. So there you have it. But Liv Morgan said that the revenge tour is not over. She said she's going to be the next world heavyweight champion. So we have to see what happens. And after the segment, Mommy's pissed off. It turns out that maybe Rhea Ripley is going to be returning as a face. People were chanting bullshit, and saying thank you, mommy. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rhea Ripley came back as a face. She is a tweener right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did push her as a face when she comes back for injury. And Liv Morgan is officially a heel. I don't know if it's official or not. I checked the website to see if she officially turned, but it didn't say anything, so I don't think she has officially turned heel yet, but I think she will. But Liv Morgan, right after Rhea Ripley surrendered her title, came down the aisle and she wanted to fight, but security separated ending the segment. So Canadian Yorker, chills, right? Rhea Ripley with the injury, and now she has to vacate the Women's Championship, and her reign officially ends at 380 days. What a turn of events, right?
Yes, definitely a huge turn of events. The Women's Heavyweight Championship is wide open for anyone to take. It's just a Wild West out there. Rhea Ripley is not the reigning champion, and for her to vacate her title in this manner is shocking, to say the least. But she did it because she wants the championship to remain as it is, and it has a high prestige. And so for Liv Morgan to come out and to force her to resign is something that is unexpected. it's shocking. And to your point about Rhea Ripley being a face type of going face, I don't think I can see Rhea Ripley turning face just yet. Possibly that might be occurring, but I don't believe that she will be turning face because Liv Morgan definitely wants her revenge against Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan has legitimate reasons to see Liv Morgan's situation is like Drew McIntyre's, except that she was out for 8 months, out for a long period of time where she made her recovery back, and Liv Morgan winning the world title from Rhea, in place of Rhea's absence, would be a sort of poetic justice to Rhea for what Rhea did to Liv Morgan 1 year ago when she attacked her and put her out of commission. So it's quite something. It's quite telling. I mean, we don't really know what's gonna happen with the women's world heavyweight title right now, because there are so many women that will want to have the shot at getting the title. There's a lot of opportunists out there now. So that's all I have to say.
All right. I just want to add something that it was announced that next week there's going to be a new Women's World Champion crown. I don't know, they might do some mini tournament or a battle royal, but next week on Raw there's going to be a new crown champion, so we have to see how it is. Someone might just be handed the title without doing anything, which is bullshit. Imagine if that's Nia Jax. But you'd be so pissed if Nia Jax just gets given the title without her doing anything.
Yes, it would be a cakewalk for Nia Jax. If Nia, this would be the golden lightning in the bottle.
But right now, what I wanted to say, it'll be crazy. But right now, what I say is that Liv Morgan did get booed, so I can see Liv Morgan turning as a heel. But the thing is, Rhea Ripley isn't a heel. She's a tweener, so she's like kind of like a babyface and a heel. So it's interesting to see Liv get booed, because a lot of people booed Rhea Ripley when she took out Liv, but now Liv taking Rhea out, she gets the most boos, but we have to see what happens. I just don't see, if Rhea Ripley, like you said, is not going to turn face, stay heel or something, I don't think we can see two heels go at it, or a tweeter and a heel go at it, but we have to see what happens. But moving on, for the first match, we got Ivar, and we finally got to see the return of Sheamus after returning from months and months of injury. Sheamus is officially back. Ivar, one half of the Viking Raiders, versus Sheamus, a returning Sheamus, and Sheamus looking great as ever. It looked like he put up some pounds. So Sheamus, is great to see you back. Welcome back. And Sheamus hitting a avalanche white noise on Ivar. That was insane, knowing how heavy Ivar is. And Sheamus and Ivar, you know the history between these two. They had rivalries in the past. If you remember, Sheamus teaming up with his good friend Drew McIntyre against the Viking Raiders. That was a rivalry back in the day. But Sheamus is looking great. Ivar is strong, but Sheamus can handle the strength and the power. Sheamus ends up hitting the bro kick. I missed that bro kick. Sheamus hits the bro kick with the 1-2-3. What a way to make a return back. Sheamus defeats Ivar by pinfall. What are your thoughts on this match and Sheamus' return?
It's great to see Sheamus back in the ring. Great to see Sheamus back as wrestling and doing his thing again. It's a wonderful thing. It makes a lot of sense that Sheamus comes back, but I still want to see Ivar reunited with his tag team partner. We need the Viking Raiders back in action as the Viking Raiders. They gotta come back. Sheamus, he has so much potential now. with this new with this new landscape out there for WWE, with Raw and SmackDown, Sheamus can go anywhere. He can challenge. He has new challenges to conquer. He can definitely go after Logan Paul. He can go after Cody Rhodes. He can go after what's his name, Sami Zayn. He can go after all these guys. So there's a lot of potential there for Sheamus to do anything, and you know he can do anything. And it's great to see Sheamus back.
Alright, so moving on, we got Triple H and Adam Pearce in the ring, and they have announced that they're going to be new tag titles, and we actually saw them. They're not bad. So Awesome Truth, R-Truth, and Miz makes their entrance and claim their new belts instead of the Raw Tag Team Champions. For now on, they're going to be known as the WWE World Tag Team Champions, which is awesome. It's the old era back in 2006. Like our friend Joey said, it's exciting. Triple H unveils the new plates. Wow, everyone's just getting new tag team titles or championship belts. But it's just going to be the Raw. The Raw tag team titles is just going to be the World Tag Team Champions. The SmackDown titles are just going to be still called the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So that's just going to be boring. They should just call it World Tag Team Champions as well. But it was funny. R-Truth making jokes. He's hilarious. He said that Triple H is a magician because he took a cloth and then took the cloth off, and then just like the title's coming out of nowhere, and then he just freaks out, and they called him Houdini, and then the Miz had to try to help him understand what the hell's going on, and then he called Triple H Tommaso Ciampa because the whole DX was DIY, so it was hilarious. So that would been funny if Shawn Michaels was out there and he called Shawn Michaels Johnny Gargano. But that'd be funny. But yeah, we got new Raw Tag Team titles. Instead of the Raw Tag Team Champions, they're gonna be known as the WWE World Tag Team Champions, so which is exciting. What are your thoughts on this?
I'd say the Miz and R-Truth deserve it. They got a lot of things going for them, a lot of new things going for them. It's great that they're getting the recognition that even though they haven't really defended their title yet, it's great to see that they're getting the new tag team titles and as champions. So that's wonderful for them. I'm happy for them. And R-Truth, man, he's been an awesome guy. Awesome wrestler. It's quite funny that R-Truth is the guy that starts the breakup of the Judgment Day, and now we're seeing the Judgment Day being just really messed up by this guy. So it's interesting. I'm really liking this. I'm really liking R-Truth's story with Judgment Day. It's really interesting.
Alright, so moving on, we got a number one contenders match. So it's a triple threat number one contenders match between three tag teams where the winner will face R-Truth and The Miz for the World Tag Team Championship. So we got DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius Creed versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I kind of knew that this was coming. At one point, they do need number one contenders. So there you have it right here for the next match. This was a great match. I didn't really watch it because we were all hanging out. Me, Canadian Yorker, and Joey were all hanging out yesterday, so we didn't really watch it. But overall, I saw highlights. It was a great match. Chaos. I love these three teams. These three teams have history. All the backstage segments. They're all great friends off air on the backstage segments, but when it comes to the ring, they're all rivals. They're all competing, but they have so much talent together. It's so amazing. But damn, Creed Brothers and New Day, they just can't win any like number one contenders matches. They just like it's just nonstop DIY. But DIY is a great team. I respect them. But it went back and forth. Julius, Creed, and Brutus have so much strength. They were hitting belly to belly suplexes. But at the end, it looked like the Creed Brothers had it, but the New Day kind of had them as well. But DIY was able to sneak a meet in the middle finisher on Xavier Woods to get the win. DIY becomes the number one contenders to the WWE World Tag Team Championship. So it's interesting to see DIY versus Awesome Truth, knowing the history and the shit that's been going on with them. The whole situation with R-Truth calling them the second version of DX. So DIY versus R-Truth and Miz for the WWE World Tag Team Championship. I'm so excited for this match. I actually want to see if they actually, for real, if R-Truth and Miz can actually retain. So they might have this match the following week, or I think they're actually having this match next week, which is awesome. So we're having a huge Monday Night Raw next week. So I'm interested to see who will the winner be. So what are your thoughts on this match of DIY becoming the number one contender?
I'm definitely excited to see DIY versus Awesome Truth because DIY has been deserving of a title shot for a long time, and it seems that they just don't seem to get one. So here's the thing. Awesome Truth, DIY, the Creed Brothers, it's great to see these guys competing against each other. You don't really get to see it, without the Judgment Day involved. I'm sure the Judgment Day is going to be involved in this match some way or another. They're going to try to run interference, and try to get one of these guys to lose. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes down.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we got Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell versus Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree for the 100th time. Like, holy shit, why can we just move on for this matchup? Like, what the hell? But we already talked about the situation with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Candice LeRae trying to cheat her way to win for victory, and we're saying that, Candice LeRae is turning heel, and she just did. She actually did a couple weeks ago. March 11th, I think she turned heel. But the question is, Indy Hartwell is still kind of, questioning if she wants to turn heel or, join Candice LeRae, or she's just going to make a stand and go solo. But in this match tells a different story. I was like, I really didn't want to see highlights of this match being made like so many times. It went back and forth, but then we saw we saw Indy Hartwell finally teaming up with Candice LeRae in her sinister ways. Indy Hartwell cheating, and I'm like, there we go. Indy Hartwell decided to team up with Candice in the cheating ways and turn heel. So, and basically, because of that, Candice LeRae was passed out. So basically what happened, Indy Hartwell caused a distraction. Well, Candice LeRae caused a distraction, and Indy Hartwell took advantage, moving LeRae to pin Maxine Dupree to get the win. So, excuse me. So, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell has officially turned heel. So Indy Hartwell has made the decision to to cheat and become a heel. So Indy Hartwell have officially turned heel. Because of that, they end up getting the win over Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell defeats Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. Wow. There you have it, guys. Indy Hartwell made her decision to team up with Candice and join the heel side. What are your thoughts on this match?
All right. So Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. It's great that Indy Hartwell joined Candice LeRae and joined her as a member of her as her team member in being a heel, because now her and Candice both being heels as a heel tag team definitely helps Maxine Dupree and her partner, because now Maxine and her partner both have people that they can work against, and this builds a storyline between both of them because it started with what happened on social media, and it's now transforming into an actual storyline with Maxine Dupree having a formidable enemy. I'm gonna say she's formidable because both of them were contenders for the tag team titles, but they lost to the Kabuki Warriors. So now those two have to they're going to try to prove and they're going to try to expose Maxine Dupree for who she is, for the fraud that she is. They're going to try to expose her as a fake person. She's not real. She's fake. You know what I'm saying? So, and Maxine Dupree has to show that she is capable as a wrestler. So that's what she has to do. She has to show everybody, show Candice, LeRae, and Indy Hardwell that she's not somebody to be messed with, and she has to show that she is a capable person that deserves to be in the WWE.
Alright, so moving on to the next match, we got Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Andrade. Basically, you know the history because we saw Andrade was on Santos' team, and he actually didn't mind Dominic Mysterio, but Andrade turned on Dominic Mysterio, and obviously Dominic Mysterio's pissed off that now his mommy is out, and he's pissed off. He's going out there to see if he can get the win, but Andrade is just too strong. Andrade with the Three Amigos. Andrade actually taking a Eddie Guerrero playbook, and I remember, I think Dominic Mysterio landed a huge move on Andrade on the turnbuckle, or what was it called? I don't remember, but it was just an amazing move, and JD McDonough was there looking on. Like, of course, there was interference, but Andrade was able to hit the message, which is his finisher on Dirty Dom, getting the win. And post-match, JD McDonough attacks Andrade from behind, and Ricochet makes the save. So we actually got to see Ricochet and Andrade team up for once, and never actually seen them team up before, I think. Maybe they have, I don't know. But Andrade defeats Dirty Dom by pinfall. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Dominic Mysterio's, that's what I say the first important thing. Dominic Mysterio's move. Dominic has finally found his move that he can use. He doesn't have to do the same move like his dad. Like, I've been talking about this before. Dominic Mysterio doesn't need to use the same move as his dad. He's too tall. He's taller than his dad, and he tries to do that. He tries to execute it. However, that leaves him open because he's a bigger guy. He's slower, and when he does his moves, he looks like he's swinging on a swing. It just swings around slowly and hits you in the face, right? But it's not that deadly, right? But I believe Dominic Mysterio has finally found the move that fits him as Dirty Dominic. So that's all I got to say about that. Andrade picking up the win against Dominic was great, and it's great to see Ricochet in the mix, also getting himself also more pushed further as the guy that's going to be a champion one day. Because I can see Ricochet going forward, making an impact, and he's doing that. Maybe Ricochet will be there. He will also be an ally to help the LWO against the Judgment Day, against the Legado del Fantasma faction. So this is going to be really interesting going forward. If Ricochet actually does help Andrade out, he's also assisting LWO in a way. So that's just wonderful to see.
Alright, so moving on to the next match, we got Chelsea Green and Pimper Nivens versus Candice Chance and Kaden Carter. And unfortunately, the result is what I didn't want. But obviously, it's not the result I wanted. Like, why? They should have lost. This is bullshit. They can gloat there all they want. They still garbage. But One of I don't remember if it was Carter. I think it was Carter. She hit a Sister Abigail. She said he hit a Sister Abigail, one of Bray Wyatt's moves out of nowhere, and I'm like, wait, what? No, no. Imagine if Caden Chand and Caden Carter, or Carter like turns heel and then she joins like Uncle Howdy or something like that. That'd be funny, because she literally hit one of Bray Wyatt's moves, the Sister Abigail, which is crazy. But we have to see if that's a build up to something that's going on. But damn, I was not expecting the Sister Abigail by one of Caden Carter. So that was crazy. Maybe it's just a tribute to Bray Wyatt. Maybe it's just that. But we have to see what happens. But Chelsea Green and Pepper Nivens with the bullshit folding press, which is so weak as hell, to get the easy win over Caden Carter and Caden Carter and Caden Chance. What are your thoughts on this match?
Caden Carter and Chance should have won that match. It should have been. It's because they are really good with their teamwork. You know that, and I know that. They are a really good team. They were the guys. They were the ladies that beat Pimpin' Evans and Chelsea Green to get the tag team titles. Okay, until they lost to the Kabuki Warriors. Okay, so it makes sense that I would make sense to me that they would know how to beat Chelsea Green and Pimpin' Evans. However, this time around, I guess you can't always win everything, so they lost, and that's just the way it is. And I do think, it would make more sense to kind of pay attention to, are they going to be Chance and Carter? Are they going to be going the way of going down the route of going down the route of the Sister Abigail and going down that route? And maybe, I don't know if Alexa Bliss is still in WWE.
There's rumors, because let you guys know that there's been so many QR codes on our screens when we watch WWE. It's Uncle Howdy and Alex. I'm telling you guys, it's probably Uncle Howdy and Alexa Bliss.
I don't know. I really don't know what is going on. I don't really pay attention to those.
Many say it might be Braun. Many say it might be Braun Strowman.
Possibly. Yeah. You never know. We probably will have to see the developments of that going forward. But what if we see Alexa Bliss and Chance and Carter team up? That would be pretty wild. That would be a really wild thing right there, going on right there.
Yeah. Alright, so moving on to the next match. We got, we got Cody Rhodes making his entrance. And that's just with Cody Rhodes is just talking about his big win at WrestleMania. And basically he's thanking people. He's saying that he wanted to thank Seth Rollins for being his Shield at WrestleMania. And then he said that he looked at The Rock's match saying that, he's going to make Cody bleed again. He said that there's no tribal chief to be found, and he said that, you're going to make me bleed, you're going to bleed with me. And basically he says that he wants to introduce main event Jey Uso. So he said that the bloodline's stronger. He talked about the debut. Of Tama Tonga from the Order of the Tribal Chief. And he said that he doesn't believe that it's Roman Reigns that made that call. He said it might be The Rock. He said he wants Jey Uso's help to fighting the bloodline if he has to in the past. He said that, Jey Uso, if you need help, I'll be there for your championship match. But Jey Uso said that he wants to do it alone. So, so that's going to be interesting. So, Jey Uso versus Damian Priest, I think it's going to be at Backlash. So it's official, I think. I'm not sure. But it's looking that Damian Priest and Jey Uso will face off against each other at the WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view. So that's going to be a hell of a match. But we all know Damian Priest is probably going to win. So I feel like the Bloodline's going to get involved in that match if that happens, and then probably Jimmy Uso comes and saves. That's when the Usos are going to reunite. But any thoughts on this short segment with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso before I move on?
Cody Rhodes saying that he thinks that The Rock is behind this. Could be that The Rock is behind this. But I believe that this is something internally discussed. This is probably something that Solo Sikoa decided. Solo Sikoa is second in line to become the next tribal chief. So definitely, I'd probably say this is definitely Solo Sikoa's decision to go forward and become the next tribal chief going forward, because Solo said it best that there's consequences to everything, and Jimmy Uso was the consequence that happened, because ever since, like I said in the last video, ever since Solo saw what Jimmy did to the blood to him and to Roman, and then he saw what Jimmy did to Jay, Solo has no reason to want to trust Jimmy Uso. And so Solo decides to kick Jimmy out right after they lose at WrestleMania and replace Jimmy with Tara. So who better to replace Jimmy and Tara? Who Solo trusts better than Jimmy? So it just is what it is. And I don't believe that The Rock is involved in some way, shape, or form. I definitely think this is a decision that Solo decided to make on his own. And we're going to see more and more of Solo Sikoa, more development from Solo Sikoa, see how far Solo Sikoa goes and what kind of character Solo becomes. I want to see what Solo will become. I want to see Solo go from the guy that just does spikes people over and over again to what kind of person is Solo going to become? Is he going to become the next tribal chief? He is the next tribal chief in waiting.
All right, so moving on, we got Finn Balor versus main event Jey Uso. This was a match that was announced. This was a great match. Obviously, I don't think, like I said, I don't remember too much because I didn't really watch it. I think Judgment Day did get involved, but I think that was at the end of the match after the big win that Jey Uso had, and it was back and forth. It looked like Finn Balor. I thought Finn Balor was going to win off of a Judgment Day distraction, but no, it just went downside at the end. Finn Balor tried to do the coup de grace, but Jey moved out of the way. Spear connects. Jey Uso goes to the top with the Uso diving splash. Jey Uso defeats Finn Balor by pinfall, and that's when the Judgment Day came out and tried to attack Jey Uso, but Jey Uso retaliated and escaped, giving I think it was Dominic Mysterio with a super kick, and then Finn Balor with a super kick. JD McDonough, I don't remember what happened, but the camera was so awesome in this next segment. It just shows Jey Uso going up to the Montreal crowd, the camera following him through the crowd, and the vendors and the area. Jey Uso's greeted by fans, and he meets up with a Sami Zayn that's looking up, and then it translates. The camera translation was amazing. It shows Sami Zayn warming up for his match. But before we get into that, what are your thoughts on the Jey Uso and Finn Balor match?
Jey Uso, I think he's a good threat for JD. He's a good guy. He's a guy that can definitely challenge Damian Priest for the title, and he's definitely the guy that can do it. He could possibly take out Damian Priest. So there's a lot of things that can happen between now and then. Yeah, I mean, of course there's definitely some built up animosity between Jey Uso and the Judgment Day, and so Jey Uso is the guy that the Judgment Day wanted to originally recruit, but they were not successful in doing so. And of course, I believe still, Jeff, that the Judgment Day is still in alliance with the Bloodline, even with all the craziness that happens. The Judgment Day is still an ally to the Bloodline, They could definitely help the Bloodline out when the Bloodline needs help, and the Bloodline will help the Judgment Day out when the Judgment Day needs help. So there's a lot of factors out there, but with Jimmy Uso being out, I'm definitely we're going to see a more violent, more crazier Judgment Day going forward. So,
all right.
One more thing I forgot to mention with Liv Morgan's revenge tour. I believe Liv Morgan, if Liv Morgan is truly going to be heel and Rhea Ripley will be face, it would make sense for me for Liv Morgan to steal Dominic Mysterio and join the Judgment Day to replace Rhea Ripley. That would be interesting. Wow. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, so moving on, we got Chad Gable and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn defending the WWE Intercontinental Championship, and like I said before, I love that camera translation from Jey Uso meeting up with Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn going through his hometown of Montreal, and the fans cheering him on. And once his music hit, he goes through where Jey Uso came up. So the camera translation was awesome. And, Montreal was pumped up. That's his hometown. And Canada's a loud place. Obviously, you know about Canada. You can agree with me. They went wild when they heard Sami Zayn's music. And it's just great. Someone gave him the Canadian flag. So, welcome home, Sami Zayn, in your hometown of Montreal. His wife was there as well. So it was a good sight. So talking about this match, this was a great match. Obviously there was so many options of how this could have gone. People say that Sami's gonna retain, but then Chad's probably gonna do something. But let's wait and see. But it went back and forth. Chad Gable targeting Sami Zayn with that ankle lock is deadly. It went back and forth. This was a great match. This was probably the match of the Raw. At the end, it was just ankle lock for days. Chad wants that Intercontinental title so bad, but Sami Zayn almost did what he did to Chad Gable in that gauntlet match with a victory roll for 2. But then Sami Zayn was able to counter a charging exploder with a Lumen kick, retaining the title. So Sami Zayn actually successfully defeats Chad Gable and retains the WWE Intercontinental Championship. So Sami Zayn retained, which probably everyone saw coming. Post-match, Sami Zayn shows his respect to Gable. Gable shows the respect. But then this is when things got interesting. Sami goes to celebrate with his wife, and out of nowhere, Chad Gable attacks Sami with the German suplex, slamming him to the post and an announce table, and then he pulls the ankle lock on Sami onto the turnbuckles. Referees swarm, and that's it. Wow, Chad Gable has officially turned heel, and it's interesting to see because I like to see how Alpha Academy is going to get involved in the storyline. They could be looking at a OC and AJ Styles situation where, Alpha Academy is just going to go on its life, and then Chad Gable's pissed off at them or something, or abandons them. We can see like a AJ Styles abandoning his OC. We can probably see that with Chad Gable, or we could possibly see Alpha Academy following his footsteps, where you have Tozawa, Otis, and Maxine, Chad, all turn heel. That could be insane. But we have to see what happens. What are your thoughts?
Chad Gable, it's time. It's time for that turn, baby. And that's exactly what we saw with Chad Gable. I mean, I could definitely see it in his face when I saw him fighting to get that Intercontinental title, and it was Sami Zayn who took his spot and took his chance at winning a title away from him. And now he has a chance to win it again, and he doesn't get the chance to do it again. And that's a tough pill to swallow for Chad Gable. But Chad Gable he just attacks Sami from behind. I mean, it's kind of crazy for somebody. Like imagine if you have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. We go and hug our girlfriends or our wives. And then when we are doing that, somebody comes from behind and attacks us from behind, does a German suplex on us, and rips us out of our loved one's arms. I mean, that's pretty vicious. That's a vicious thing to do, to say the least. And beats you up. Puts an ankle lock on you from the turnbuckle. That's a pretty painful area to be put that submission on. And Sami Zayn can't do anything to get himself out of there. I mean, yeah. They're just seeing the evolution of Chad Gable going forward. I really like to compare Chad Gable with Kurt Angle, because he's really not saying he is, because his career is going in the same direction as Kurt Angle, but I'm saying that he's starting to show a little bit more of his vicious take no prisoner side, which is something that's really interesting going forward. And this is I believe that Chad Gable definitely needs this. He needs this. He needs to show that he can take no prisoners. He's able to do anything that it takes to win the championship, and that's what he's going to do. Sami Zayn is so far a great champion, and he has to continue to defend his title and be successful, and just be the great champion that he is. And I'm really proud of him, because I'm a Canadian born and bred, So gotta stand with Sami Zayn. With this one, Chad Gable, it's going to be a really good feud going on between these guys. I just want to see make sure Sami Zayn continues to represent. Okay, so that's all I got to say about that. And hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, so that will do it for the Monday Night Raw. This was great. We saw a lot of wrestlers turn heel. I wouldn't say Liv Morgan yet. There's rumors that our friend Joey said that Liv Morgan was turning heel, but I don't think it has officially happened because they didn't update her database. It's where you can tell. It's basically a website where you can see all the wrestlers' history, what years they have been heels, what years have they been faces. But so far, we saw Chad Gable officially turn heel. It's official. He is a heel. Indy Hartwell just turned heel. So there was a lot of wrestlers that turned heel. It was a great show. And going into this grading, I give this a plain A. What about you?
I'm going to give this an A minus. Because there's a lot of new things, a lot of new fresh things that are coming about, and it's really exciting to see all these things occur. There's also the mini storylines that are happening, going on. Especially, I'm really interested in the Candice LeRae Indy Hartwell story, and the other stories, some of the other stories that are happening right there, especially Andrade, Ricochet, those guys. So I'm definitely be paying more attention to those things, those areas, and see how things go. So yeah, A minus for everything, and there's a lot more things to talk about with the ongoing, leading up to WWE WrestleMania Backlash. So it's good.
All right, so that will do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you haven't done so, like this video, subscribe. Be sure to check out our wrestling channel, which is WWE Wrestling Bros. The link will be in the description of this video. And be sure to check out my friend Canadian Yorker's YouTube channel as well, which will also be in the description of this video. And it is the road to WrestleMania Backlash, which will take place in France. So it's exciting to see. But anyways, that will do, guys. Thank you for watching. My name is Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker, and I hope you guys enjoy your Tuesday night, and we are out. Any last thoughts before we end it?
Nope, no more thoughts.
Alright, so that would do it, guys. Take care, guys. See ya later, and we will see you for the next broadcast.